Welcome to another episode of Star Wars Talk. I'm John Barry, and today I'm reviewing the yesterday's episode of Star Wars Resistance. That would be episode 12, Dangerous Business. This video is unscripted. It's going to be short and quick because I don't have too much I have to say on this episode. Actually maybe a lot, but I want to get it done as quickly as possible, so I just skip the script. But just in case you haven't seen the episode yet, do so before you watch this video. And the official premise of the episode as given out is, in exchange for parts, Kaz mines acquisitions for Flix and Orca, and comes into conflict with a shady alien customer in league with the First Order. So that's the general gist of the episode, and it plays out. And it does connect into what I think is the larger First Order Resistance conflict, very much what is revealed in this episode. But before I get into that, if you enjoy this video at any time, please leave a like. Also, consider following me on social media. Links are in the description, except for Facebook. I have temporarily shut down my Facebook page. It may not be back up for a while, but I still got Twitter and Google Plus as well. Also got my website, so you can check that, and a Discord server as well. And a couple other links down there you may want to consider checking out. But let's actually get back to the review. There were definitely goofier parts in this episode involving, I forget that one creature's name, but we've seen it frequently in Star Wars Resistance. Is both a food source and a pet. In this episode, it's a pet, and it provides the comic relief. But it also plays a key aspect in the episode itself. It's not just there for comic relief, but does play an important part. And I don't reveal too much, but does help Kaz on his mission as a spy. And this is probably a pretty major spoiler, so you've been warned, but in this episode, Kaz finds out that the First Order is looking for a phase coupler, I believe that's the right term, which is used in mining to crack open asteroids, small planetoids. See where it's going here? Kaz at the end of the episode expresses, are they trying to drill for more dolomite, which we learn in the episode Station Theta Black. Nice connection there to previous episodes. But Kaz also wonders, or is it something else, and kind of expresses his nervousness and how he's worried. And us as the audience, we know what the First Order is doing. Is it to help build Starkiller Base? That's what I'm thinking, Maybe it's some other First Ordered weapon. Maybe something to do with the Siege Dreadnought, perhaps, that we saw in The Last Jedi, and we saw the plans of in the Star Wars Battlefront 2 campaign, the Resurrection DLC campaign. So that's kind of a neat idea, some building connections and possibilities. But Kaz is right to be worried about the First Order looking for a phase coupler, and I think it is definitely warranted, and I'm interested in seeing where it goes. Also, we're getting closer and closer to the time period of The Force Awakens, so that means BB-8 will eventually have to leave the show, which is going to be interesting, because I don't think Kaz could be a spy without BB-8, even though in this episode he does manage most of the spying aspects all by himself without BB-8's help, but in most of the episodes, BB-8 helps significantly a lot. So, maybe I should give a little bit about my thoughts of the episode. It was actually a pretty enjoyable episode. The humor was well done, it was not over the top, and I didn't feel too childish either. Maybe at moments, but overall it was not a huge problem. I should actually address that when Resistance was first announced and started seeing lots of the character animation, I was nervous about the faces. I've gotten used to them. Still probably not my favorite faces, but I've gotten used to them, which I think is interesting. But that is perhaps out of the scope of this review. So I think I'm going to end my review there because I don't have too much else to say. Besides, it was a pretty good episode. It alludes at what's going on with the First Order, and it also calls back to some previous episodes, which is nice, including last week's episode too, at the very beginning. There's a lot more going on, and other YouTubers will be breaking it down even more detailed. I just kind of wanted to give you guys my general thoughts. So thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, which I've already said. So consider subscribing to my channel for future Star Wars Resistance reviews, and I got many more reviews that I hope to eventually do on this channel. Not just for Star Wars Resistance, but got some other animated shows, of course Star Wars in general, and a bunch of other stuff. So subscribing to receive more content from me, and actually to know when I receive it, best ring the bell, because that's how YouTube knows that you want to know. Why they have to make it so complicated, I don't know. Also, consider supporting me on Patreon. You don't have to, but supporting me for as little as $1 a month still does help me to be able to do this channel, to help. It supports me. That is what Patreon does. Allows fans to directly support their favorite creators. And get this, you can just follow me on Patreon too. You don't necessarily have to become a patron to see my Patreon, even though pretty much everything that I share on Patreon that the followers can see, you also are getting on here. But your choice. But you can just check me out. That's all you need to do. You get scripts when I actually script on like this episode. Otherwise, I think this conclusion would be going a lot better. So let's just jump to the end. So thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you always.